Joining us now in Boston is Officer Justin Barrett and his attorney, Peter Marino. Officer Barrett was placed on administrative leave from the Boston Police Department after referring to Professor Henry Louis Gates as a jungle monkey in a mass email. He's also been suspended from his military duties as a captain in the National Guard. The email was sent in reaction to a Boston Globe article about the Gates-Crowley incident. It went to friends in the National Guard. We want to read a few excerpts. Warning, some may find this offensive. If I was the officer he verbally assaulted like a banana-eating jungle monkey, I would have sprayed him in the face with OC, deserving of his belligerent noncompliance. I'm not a racist, but I am prejudiced towards people who are stupid and pretend to stand up and preach for something they claim is freedom. Gates is a goddamn fool, and you, the article writer, simply a poor follower, and maybe worse, a poor writer. Your article title should read, Conduct Unbecoming a Jungle Monkey, Back to One's Roots. Officer Barrett, what were you thinking?
Yes, Larry, I would like to take this opportunity to offer fellow police officers, soldiers, and citizens my sincerest apology over the controversial email I authored in response to Yvonne Abraham's editorial in the Boston Globe. My choice of words, Larry, was lacking. I failed to think through the perception others may have based upon what I wrote. I failed to realize the potential through the use of words that others would see as offensive. I am not a racist. I did not intend any racial bigotry, harm, or prejudice in my words. I sincerely apologize that these words have been received as such. I truly apologize to all involved, Larry.
You think, Justin, you deserve to be suspended based on it?
Larry, if I could answer on that,
All right, Peter.
On behalf of Justin, there is suspension in this circumstances needs to be addressed by an impartial body. Is Justin willing to accept a punishment commensurate with what has occurred in a proportional sense? Absolutely. You know, there's a process that does need to be followed. And listening to some of your other guests tonight, we're talking about how, as a whole, this country can move on and learn from this episode that's occurred. Justin stepping into this event between Professor Gates and Sergeant Crowley and what has occurred was a poor choice of words, and not a well thought out sense of what he was doing when he did it. And I think that at the end of the day, the proportionality is what we need to look at, is what the punishment will be.
Officer, what upset you so much is, as you say, you're not a racist, to be so vitriolic in the email?
Right, Larry. I read the article. I read the editorial written by Yvonne Abraham in the Globe, and it seemed like it was biased. It did not show the roles and duties of a police officer and how dangerous it already is, without having a debate about people getting in a police officer's face, which should never happen at any call. Police officers have a dangerous job, and I just felt that the article was one-sided and really didn't show justice to what police officers face on a daily basis when they have a tough job to do, and then they have to go home to provide for their families, and they work a lot of hours per week to provide for their families.
What made you come up with that language, though?
Larry, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I can say that there was no intentional racial bigotry on prejudice by my words. I did not intend that. I treat people with dignity and respect. I was in Iraq. I work on the streets of Mattapan and Dorchester. I work with people who are in positions that they're stressed out and they need help. And I have treated people with dignity and respect on the job, off the job, in Iraq, in the city of Boston. That's what I've done, Larry. I continue to treat people with respect.
Have you used those words before, officer?
No, I've never used those words before.
So you were pretty angry.
Larry, Larry,
Yeah, Peter, you want to say
think
something? Go ahead.
I do. I actually do want to speak a little more on Justin's behalf, that his angst and anger that was portrayed, or actually wasn't portrayed, it was what he wrote in this email, was directed towards behavior. Not well thought out, not placed well. He's recognized the severity of what's occurred because of this. This is a young man who's never had a disciplinary issue at all in his career in 16 years in the Army National Guard, or in the last 2.5 years with the Boston Police Department. It was probably the biggest lapse of judgment that he had, and the poorest choice of words he could make. But well, this one email is making a judgment on his entire life and all of what he's
I got you, Peter. And I think he's humbled himself tonight. He's come forward. He's formally apologized. I don't know what more he could do, and maybe we could all seek a little forgiveness. Thanks, Justin. Good luck. We'll keep in touch on this, and Peter Marino as well.